Let's face it, history is a bit of a sausage fest, filled with stories of conquering kings and adventure-seeking mad lads. But today, we're looking at one woman who girl-bossed her way into the history books. A woman who is the very definition of hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Hey babe, what's your name?
The final boss of vengeance. A woman named Olga of Kyiv. Born sometime in the late 800s, Olga was married to Igor, who was prince of the Kyivan Rus. Founded by Vikings, the Kyivan Rus was the first Slavic state, and it stretched all the way from modern-day Finland in the north, through Western Russia, the Baltic states, and Ukraine in the south. Eventually, like many other medieval states, the country was steamrolled by the Mongols in 1240. But back in the 10th century, when Igor was on the throne, the Kyivan Rus was top dog in Eastern Europe. To the west of Kyiv, within the country's borders, lived a tribe called the Drevlians. For many years, the Drevlians had been forced to pay a tribute to the prince of the Kyivan Rus. But when Igor's predecessor died, they stopped paying, and opted to pay a local warlord for his protection instead. Igor, as you'd expect, was less than thrilled. He wrote to the Drevlians to personally demand that they pay tribute, but things didn't go exactly to plan. Okay, you no-good stinking Drevlians. Time to pay up. Pay up? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my god, what's that? What? Igor was knocked out, and was about to suffer one of the most gruesome deaths imaginable. Oh good, you're awake. The Drevlians had tied Igor's feet down to two bent-over birch trees, known for their bendiness and flexibility. Just what the heck is going on? Why are my feet tied to these birch trees? Well, Igor, birch trees are like nature's bungee cords. Except when I release them, there's definitely no bouncing back for you. Bungee cord? What the heck is a bungee cord? Untie me right now! What's that? Untie the trees? Well, if you insist. Igor was reportedly torn in half. But Mal wasn't satisfied just taking Igor's life. He wanted to take his wife too. He sent a group of 20 Drevlian men to deliver a message to Olga. Olga was now acting as regent, until her son and Igor's heir, Sviatoslav, came of age. Your Majesty, a group of Drevlian men have arrived with a message from their leader, Prince Mal. Ugh, they have some nerve. Send them in. I come with a message from Drevlian Prince Mal. Yes, get on with it, spit it out. Dear Olga, sorry not sorry I killed your husband, LOL. But don't worry, I will look after you, and your son. Will you marry me? Yes or no? Love, Mal. And then he put 3 kisses at the end. 3 kisses? That means he's serious. What are you gonna do? Still mourning the loss of her husband, and then being asked to marry the man who killed him, Olga's response took everyone by surprise. Okay, I accept Mal's proposal. What? You can't be serious. Shh, be cool. I have a plan. As I was saying, I will marry your Drevlian Prince Mal. But since this is going to be a royal wedding, it needs all the pomp and ceremony that comes with it. She actually said yes. Okay, my future princess, what do you suggest? Go back to your boats and rest for the night, and tomorrow we will throw you a feast to celebrate this new union. A feast? I love feasts! They're like my favourite thing. Oh, I hope there's turkey. Will there be vegan options? That's right. And not only that, I will send down hundreds of my peasants to personally carry you in your boats into town, where you will be met with the hero's welcome you all so very deserve. Carried? In our boats? How exciting! And so, the excited Drevlians, dizzy with the promise of being treated like kings at a feast in their honour, returned to their boats, successful in their mission. As promised, hundreds of Kyivan peasants showed up to carry the Drevlians and their boats into town. Hey, did someone order an Uber? Everybody, wake up, they're here! We're actually getting carried in our boats! OMG, so cool! Olga's people carried the Drevlians into town, to fanfare and cheering crowds. The Drevlians must have felt like kings. However, the night before, while the Drevlians slept in their boats, Olga had instructed her men to dig a huge hole inside the castle walls. Just how big do you want the hole to be, Your Majesty? Oh, I don't know, roughly big enough to fit 20 men, 2 boats, and a healthy serving of poetic justice. So when the Drevlians were carried in through the gates, they were thrown directly into the pit, boats and all. What the heck, Olga? I thought we were friends. You also thought you were getting a wedding, but instead you got a funeral. What? Say hi to the worms for me. No. The Drevlians were then buried alive. You'd think that this insanely well-orchestrated act of revenge would have been enough for Olga. That taking the lives of 20 men made her feel better about losing her husband, right? Wrong. Olga's brutal campaign of revenge had just begun. Okay, Your Highness. That's the last of the dirt back in the hole. Now what? Now we send a message. Taking full advantage of the 10th century's dire lack of Wi-Fi, Olga sent a message to Mal as fast as she could. And with no survivors to warn him otherwise, Mal would have no idea his men had just been buried alive. And he also had no idea that he was about to be baited into another one of Olga's traps. You know, this is the middle of Eastern Europe. It's not exactly warm. I bet if you weren't always wearing that fur cloak, I probably wouldn't have to spend all day fanning you to keep you cool. And maybe if I wrap this fur cloak round your neck, you'd no longer have to endure the miserable existence of being my human aircon. And I can find someone else to do it. Ever thought about that? No, sir. Prince Mal, leader of the Drevlians? That would be me. I come bringing you a special message from my Princess Wait, is that guy fanning you? It's like the middle of autumn. It's not even warm. Shut up and give me the message. Olga of Kyiv has this to say. Dear Mal, I'm flattered by your proposal and I accept. I've treated your men to some good old Kyivan hospitality. Send a group of your dandiest nobles to Kyiv so that I might discuss the terms of our wedding and begin planning our special day. Love, Olga. And then she put 4 kisses at the end. 4 kisses? Wow, this one's keen. And who wouldn't be? You're only the handsomest Drevlian boy that ever lived. You've stopped fanning me. Sorry, sir. Okay, tell your princess I'm sending my most trusted nobleman to get this show on the road. Very well. Wait. Put 5 kisses at the end. 5 kisses means you want to do it with someone. So, Mal sent a group of Drevlian nobles to meet with Olga and discuss terms. The journey to Kyiv on horseback was long and tiresome. So when they were greeted by one of Olga's messengers promising them a bit of rest and relaxation, they were probably more than eager to take her up on her offer. Greetings, weary travellers. You must be tired from your journey. Princess Olga of Kyiv has arranged for me to take you to the bathhouse for a nice, relaxing, warm bath, followed by a delicious feast. You had us at bathhouse. As you can probably guess, these poor unfortunate Drevlian noblemen weren't invited to the bathhouse to relax. This is the life. Yeah, I can't believe we ripped this chick's husband in half and now she's treating us like kings. I know, right? It's almost too good to be true. Hey, is it just me or is this water getting hotter? Yeah, it's kind of getting uncomfortable. Does anybody else smell smoke? Oh, shit. While they were inside the bathhouse, Olga had her men bolt the door shut and burn it to the ground. Wow, Olga, we really showed them. What should we do now you're finished with your revenge? Finished? Who said I was finished? Send another message to Mal. What are we saying, boys? Top hat or no top hat? I think you'll look sexy either way, sir. Yeah, so sexy. Sir, we've received another message from Olga. And what does my bride-to-be have to say this time? My dearest Mal, I'm on my way to you with honey, wine, and good times. Oh my god, I love good times. I will bring enough servants to wait on our guests and tend to their every need. But before the wedding, I must first properly mourn my late husband Igor. I'd like to honour him with a feast of his own. Then we can get married the next day. And then she put 6 kisses. 6 kisses? I don't even know what that means, but I bet it's hot. It was the opposite of hot. By now, you can probably guess that her next move would be more revenge. And as we all know, revenge is a dish best served cold. As promised, the Kyivans tended to the Drevlians' every need, bringing them food, wine, lots of wine. And as you could probably guess, things were about to get very red wedding. So, I'm intrigued to find out what 6 kisses means. 6 kisses? Oh! That means you're about to die. What? Now, boys! When the Drevlians were all suitably drunk, Olga's waiters turned into assassins in an instant, and reportedly went on to massacre more than 5,000 people. Olga, having finally killed the man who ripped her husband in two, returned to Kyiv. Surely now, finally, she'd finished enacting her revenge. Right? Right? Wrong again. Olga returned to the Drevlians one last time, but now she came with an army. The Drevlians, still mourning the loss of more than 5,000 of their friends and relatives, couldn't possibly see what was coming next. Olga was about to demand the tribute that Igor had originally tried to collect. Oh my god, not you again. What do you want? Can't you just leave us alone? We're still burying our dead. I'll leave you alone when you pay the tribute my late husband came to you for. You remember? That guy you ripped in half? Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Look, we're broke right now. You slaughtered half our people. We're on our knees here. Just give us more time. We'll pay the tribute next time, we promise. Yeah, please don't revenge us to death too. Okay. Okay? You mean we can pay you next time? You can pay me next time. Oh my god, thank you so much. We really... On one condition. Go on. As a symbol of your loyalty, I want every remaining Drevlian to bring me either 3 sparrows or 3 pigeons nesting in the eaves of their houses. I will accept these birds as a symbolic tribute and leave you in peace to work on putting together a proper tribute for next time. Birds, you say? Well, that's not suspicious and doesn't sound like another trap at all. So, the Drevlians, as requested, gathered thousands of birds and offered them to Olga as tribute. Happy to still be alive, the Drevlians loaded the birds onto carts and breathed a sigh of relief as Olga headed home to Kyiv. But their relief wouldn't last long, as Olga enacted the final step in her epic revenge plan. Halt! And like a bargain basement mother of dragons, Olga then tied burning sulfur to the birds' feet and released them. As you probably guess, the poor panicking birds flew back home to their nests, and the Drevlian town was burned to the ground. The Drevlians ran for their lives, straight into the hands of Olga and her army. Olga took thousands of Drevlians prisoner and executed the vast majority. She then released the remaining few survivors and said, "Next time you see me, what do I expect you to have? Your tribute." That's right. Olga returned home to Kyiv, finally satisfied that she'd avenged Igor's gruesome death. She served as regent until 957, when their son Sviatoslav was old enough to take the throne. Apparently, she turned down many marriage proposals over the years to ensure there would never be any challenge to her son's claim to the throne. Even after Sviatoslav became ruler, she still had an active role in the kingdom. She's credited with the construction of Kyiv's first stone building and with implementing Eastern Europe's first recorded legal reforms. She was also one of the first female rulers to adopt Christianity, achieving saint status for good measure. Olga died on the 11th of July, 969, and her amazing story lives on more than 1,000 years later. Not surprising, really, when you consider she made Kill Bill look like a Disney film. Here lies Olga of Kyiv, the ultimate girl boss. May you never meet her in a dark alley, or at a wedding.